Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. Delighted to have all of you here, and delighted to selfishly introduce the man to my left, because like a number of other agencies from the state that we've had a lot of difficulty dealing with, because we are a very diverse area and a very diverse district. I am most proud to introduce the Secretary of the Department of Ed and Professional Regulation, but for a particular reason, not just because of his job title, but because of his commitment. And that is a commitment to understand and appreciate that the old way of doing things is not making most of us happy. And came in with an absolute determination to go ahead and make things more efficient, to use best practices, to have the team measure it with what's necessary to get things done. And I have pledged my commitment to help him in any way that I can, especially considering that I proudly serve 15 cities, a lot of which are made up behind condo doors. And that you all have been able to let me proudly serve all of you. Just a couple of things, format of how this is going to go. If most of you know who I am, or most of you have dealt with me, I see a couple familiar faces in the crowd that had some crisis. Earlier this morning, we all met in Doral, bipartisan format, representatives and senators alike from Miami-Dade County, because Miami-Dade really is the epicenter of a lot of issues, and a lot of concerns, and a lot of money too. So here's what we agreed on this morning. We agreed to work in a bipartisan or nonpartisan fashion to provide the Secretary of the Department, the agency, all the tools that they need. And it's a commitment, it's a promise basically that works in a mutual fashion. And what I mean by that is if we are able to provide the tools necessary to the Secretary of his agency, then we have expectations. If we do not, then I have included in that promise to the Secretary that we all can't complain about it. We can't complain about it because we're not electing the people that take this as a priority. And that we need to be fair. So my pledge and promise to my constituents is my office is always open. A number of you have been in it and made myself available in the AM and the PM. So we will help you in any way possible. There's a gentleman I see here who had a legitimate election emergency that simply the agency didn't have the staff to respond to, so we intervened and made a couple terse phone calls. And we'll continue to do that, but we're trying to work with the agency to develop a system that's more efficient, and there's some wonderful men and women here, in addition to the Secretary, a part of his team that will explain their roles, and I hope to see smiles on faces, and I hope to hear questions. The Secretary's had a very long day. It's a very big deal that we got him down here. He's a cool cat. He's a former House of Representatives member for 7 years, I believe. He's a graduate of Florida State University and the University of Florida, so Thanksgiving must be tough. But this is a very big deal that he's here, coming especially here from our district to talk to all of you and to be available. Everybody was invited, okay? So we want to be in a position where everybody can ask what they want and say what they want, but we're going to be respectful and we're going to try to gauge time and see where we are. Lastly, my commitment to you is it doesn't end here. We won't see you in 6 months. Okay, we're going back for committee weeks on the 16th of September and then all the way through every other week during the months until we go back to session in January. I am filing a condo bill that has a lot of stuff in it. And it's gleaned not only from the Miami-Dade grand jury report that came out, but a lot of your phone calls, a lot of your emails, and a lot of your suggestions. I will tell you principally and ideologically, philosophically, the Secretary wants to protect condo owners. And I truly believe that. So without further ado, just for some opening remarks, I'd like to introduce Secretary Halsey Beshears.
That's one of the kindest introductions I think I've ever had. Thank you, Senator. I appreciate it. You guys are lucky to have representation like this. I mean, somebody that genuinely cares. Having been elected, I appreciate you guys that they don't say what they think you want to hear, they say what they know, and more importantly, they tell you what they don't know. They commit and they follow through. So that is the reason I'm here today. My name is Halsey Beshears. I'm from up in near Tallahassee. I grew up in the country. Not a lot of condos where I come from. But that doesn't mean that I don't care, I don't understand what's happening down here. Let me be real clear about my remarks, and I want to introduce you to my team. It's not for me to stand up here and grandstand. I want to tell you this. There is no silver bullet magic answer. I can't tell you that I have that. I will not make a promise to you that we're going to fix this by doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's just not possible. If you were looking for that, I'm not your guy. What I will tell you is we have committed to changing the culture in our agency. We're trying to help you solve your problems. And where we can't figure that out, we will point you in the right direction. Now, there are some things that can be done or need to be done in order to give us the teeth and the authority to do that. That falls on the legislature. We operate within the confines of the law, and we do the best that we can to help you. Some of the few things that we've done very briefly, and I'm going to let them talk about in depth, is 48-hour turnaround. We are trying to answer every one of your initial calls within 48 hours. Statutorily, it's required to do in 30 days. That does not help you, I realize, if you're living that problem today. If we can just get back in those original 48 hours, we want to start there. We've developed a checklist that shows you exactly what all needs to be done that we need to do in order for us to help solve your problem. Information that you need to bring. If we don't have that information, we can't follow through on the complaint. We're trying to give you all the tools that you need in order to follow through to help us do our job. Again, I'm going to let my division director, Boyd Adams, talk about that. We've done some different training on how to deal with these situations to help get through this better, cleaner, faster for you all. Again, at the end of the day, we see it as we are trying to help you get through your problems as fast as we can, and we want to get rid of the bad actors. We do recognize, though, that this isn't a witch hunt for all board associations against them. I want to be clear about that. There are more that do their job fairly, that do it to the best of their ability, and they do what they can to protect their associations. We are here to go after the bad actors. I want to be very clear about that. We do not want to help the people that are taking advantage of condo owners. We want to make sure that they are gone, or they're at least abiding by the law, and that is our job. Unfortunately, there's only so much that we can do. The last piece is we're trying to do more education. We have a new education person we hired. I'm going to let you hear from her. And at the end of the day, we're here to help you. That is it. But I don't have the magic answer. I want to tell you that I do, but I just don't. So we have turned the Titanic about 15 degrees. Wish we could turn it some more. At the end of the day, we're going to continue to work on this. I've committed to Senator Pizzo. He knows this. I am here right now to face this music and know that we're not running. I'm not going to sit in the ivory tower up there and run from this situation. We are here to help. Please understand that. So without further ado, let me introduce our division director, Boyd. He's going to come here and tell you real briefly about the checklist. Then I'll let him finish our further introductions. And if you have any questions, that's what we're here for. Okay? So thank you. Boyd?